quickly going to go through lesson 4's work for week 2. So the last section of your notes is discussing the ozone layer. Now I'm sure you've heard of the ozone layer. It is the layer that we discussed in our previous lesson as well. And this layer protects us from the sun's UV radiation. So it's a very important layer for the atmosphere to have because without it we will not be able to live. All right. So ozone is a form of oxygen. We all know what oxygen is. Oxygen is what we breathe in. So ozone is made up of 3 oxygen atoms. So on your notes, you'll see they give you something like this. And this is your ozone that's made up of 3 oxygen atoms. So then it gives you ozone. That is what ozone looks like if you look at it in a molecule form. Then this ozone molecules are found in the stratosphere and the troposphere. So if you can recall, the troposphere is our first layer and the stratosphere is the second layer. So the ozone layer can be found in the stratosphere, okay? And these ozone molecules can be found in both the troposphere and the stratosphere. So let's just have a look at the ozone molecules and what happens and how it develops. So what happens, guys, is our normal oxygen molecule is made up of 2 oxygen molecules together like that. Okay. Now, these oxygen molecules, okay, absorbs the energy from the sun, which causes them to split. So they split into 2 separate oxygen molecules. Then what happens? Each single molecule, so these 2 molecules, here's one. Each one of these single molecules joins up with 2 other oxygen molecules. So in the atmosphere, there's more oxygen molecules floating around. And then these single molecules, I don't know why it keeps doing that. These single molecules join up with the pairs and forms ozone molecules. So basically, there's 1, there's 2, there's 2, and they join up to form 3. So here it is oxygen molecules alone, 2 oxygen molecules together, and when they form pairs of 3, then we call it an ozone molecule. So the moment it reaches the number 3, you call it an ozone molecule. So because we said that because it absorbs the sun's energy, let me put this thing off. Okay, it absorbs the sun's energy, it causes it to split. So these molecules over here will heat up because of the absorption of energy. These molecules heat up because of the absorption of energy. Alright, so let's have a look here what I wrote here. The ozone is responsible for absorbing the harmful UV radiation from the sun. This causes the ozone molecule to warm up. Very important to understand. Because it absorbs the UV radiation, it causes the molecule to heat up or to warm up. Alright, let's move on. So we are talking about the ozone now. So the ozone layer the ozone molecules is a greenhouse gas that keeps the earth warm. So because the molecules are warming up because of absorbing the sun's energy, the ozone layer keeps the earth at the right temperature. So the ozone layer protects us from the sun's harmful radiation rays. Okay, and I'm sure that you've heard that we are responsible for destroying the ozone layer, and that is absolutely true because The ozone layer is destroyed by something called CFCs. Now, CFC stands for chlorofluorocarbons. Okay. CFCs can be found in things such as your deodorants or air fresheners, air conditioning, or insulation materials, as well as methane from burning fossil fuels, chemicals in fire extinguishers, chemicals in cleaning products, and chemicals in pesticides. All these products contain CFCs. So CFC, just a reminder, stands for chlorofluorocarbons. Okay, so the CFCs and other chemicals has destroyed the ozone layer so much that it has caused a hole in the ozone layer over Antarctica. This causes the ice at Antarctica to melt much faster. And what happens to ice when it melts? So here we have a block of ice. When it melts, it becomes liquid. All right. So it becomes liquid, meaning it falls into the ocean, and this causes the ocean levels to rise across the globe, but we feel it specifically in South Africa and Australia. So this rising of the ocean levels can have tremendous effects on landforms, and obviously it affects other things as well, forms of life and so on. So we need to control the effect that the ozone layer has, what that CFCs has on the ozone layer. Let's just have a look at if we have less of an ozone layer left around our Earth, what will happen. So if we continue to destroy our ozone layer, which is like very precious to us, that will lead to things like increases in skin cancer or increases in eye disease and cataracts, a weakened immune system, reduced photosynthesis and crop production. All of these things we rely on a lot. So we need the ozone layer, guys. If we're not going to look after it, then we are soon going to struggle as a human race. So let's have a look at some of the solutions that we can be a part of. We need to use ozone-friendly products, things that have no CFCs in it. And if you want to buy such a product, you need to look for these two symbols. This one over here, ozone-friendly, and our second one is no CFCs. This symbol should be on the back of a spray can or of a pesticide or whatever you're using. Make sure that it's ozone friendly and that it contains no CFCs. That is how we can contribute. And obviously also being conscious of just polluting the earth and what we are doing to contribute to that and what we can then do to control it or to protect our earth. You and I, we can be the difference. It's up to us, guys. Every small little bit of help will contribute enormously. All right, that's the end of our week 2's work. 4 lessons. Make sure you watch them in the correct order as they follow on one another. Have a lovely day.